Whether we want to admit it or not, money pretty much runs the show. We spend it for all sorts of reasons, and a big part of those reasons boil down to how we're feeling in the moment, making us splurge on things we don't really need. And that's where things get dicey and leads us to blow our budgets. And with the myriad of shopping options we have these days, online, on our phones, with our watches, it's easy to make mistakes that wreck our finances. But it doesn't have to be that way. We've got 6 practical ways you can use to immediately take control of your spending and start winning with your money. Number 1, set financial goals and write them down. First things first, figure out what really drives you to manage your money better. Whether it's saving up for that dream vacation, hitting a big purchase milestone, or securing a comfy retirement, knowing your why gives you the motivation to stay on track. Once you've got that sorted, it's time to get specific. Set clear, measurable goals that you can actually achieve and jot them down. This not only helps you stay focused, but also makes it easier to prioritize your spending. Plus, studies have shown that people who do this are much more likely to reach their financial goals. So grab that pen and paper and start mapping out your path to financial success. 1. Start by jotting down one personal financial goal. Make it specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and with a timeline. 2. Figure out if your goal falls into the short-term, 1 to 2 years, mid-term, 2 to 5 years, or long-term category, 5 to 20 years, and set a timeline accordingly. 3. Calculate exactly how much money you'll need to achieve your goal and break that amount down into monthly or yearly targets. 4. Think about all the different ways you can reach your goal, whether it's saving more, cutting expenses, or boosting your income, or tapping into extra resources. And 5, finally, decide on the best mix of strategies that'll get you there and write them down. It doesn't need to be a one-size-fits-all. Having a clear plan of action will keep you focused and motivated. Breaking it all down like that might seem a bit overwhelming at first, so start by setting smaller, bite-sized goals to tackle initially. As you achieve those, you'll build up your confidence and feel more in control of your financial decisions. You'll also be able to gauge how aggressive your goal is and scale back if needed. That sense of achievement will give you the momentum you need to tackle the bigger, tougher goals that might take a bit more time and discipline. 2. Track your spending. Now that you've got your goals in place, it's crucial to keep an eye on where your money is going. Because the cliche is true. No matter how much you earn, if you're not keeping tabs on your spending, it's easy to feel like your money is slipping through your fingers. And nobody wants that. So if you're tired of constantly wondering where all your cash is disappearing to each month, get serious about tracking it down. And the best way to do that, as you've probably already guessed, is with a budget. A budget would be helpful to you because, for most of us, the real issue is that urge to splurge on something just because we want it in the moment. We see it, we want it, we buy it, without even thinking if it aligns with our financial goals or checking our bank balance. And instant gratification is not all it's cracked up to be. You get a momentary high, but it's quickly followed by the sinking feeling of watching your bank account drain away. So, crafting and sticking to a budget month after month is the key to reaching your financial goals, getting out of debt, or saving for an opportunity. Now, when you're setting up your first budget, start by ensuring your basic needs are covered: food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. These are non-negotiables. But anything beyond these essentials, that's where you can start trimming the fat. Dining out every night might be tempting, but it's not a necessity. And as much as we all love binge watching, video subscriptions aren't exactly vital utilities. Our favorite budgeting method is the zero-based budget. Every dollar you earn minus every dollar you spend equals 0. Every cent has a job, and you're the boss assigning those jobs. Your budget isn't set in stone. It's a living, breathing document that needs regular check-ins. It takes a bit of trial and error to get the hang of it, but it's worth revisiting from time to time to see if there are any more places you can trim the fat. The goal is to keep your budget in check, track your spending, and keep those financial goals front and center every month. 3. Pay with cash. You might not realize it, but you tend to spend more when you're swiping plastic, whether it's a credit card or a debit card. It's just too easy to swipe away when you're not physically seeing the money leave your hand. This applies as well to quick pay options like Apple Watch Pay and Google Pay. But when you pay with cold hard cash, oh yeah, you feel it. You feel those bills slipping away and it stings. One moment you had money and the next, poof, it's gone. Next time you're at the checkout, Try using cash and see the difference for yourself. Of course, paying with cash can be tedious, but with a bit of planning, self-awareness, and thinking ahead, you can embrace the habit. 4. Learning your spending triggers. If there's one thing that's really made a difference in our mindset around finances, it's understanding ourselves better. If you're not constantly tuning into your own habits and tendencies, it's way too easy for old patterns to sneak back in and sabotage your progress. Take this common scenario. You run out of milk and egg, so you dash to the store with those two items on your mind. But as soon as you step inside, you're drawn like a magnet to the on-sale aisle. Next thing you know, your basket is filled with colorful new gadgets and water toys for the kids. And just like that, a simple trip for essentials turns into a pricey impulse spree. Or perhaps you find yourself getting bad news and you head out for some retail therapy. There are any number of spending triggers that can happen, but the point is, you've got to know yourself well enough to understand your spending triggers and steer clear of them. Perhaps you avoid the stores that always have those on-sale aisles, or loop in your partner to keep you on track. Or if you have bad news, you make it a rule you don't shop at all on those days. 5. Wait 30 days. If you're struggling to stick to your budget and shopping list, you can use the 30-day rule. It brings your reasons for spending front and center. When that must-have item catches your eye, take a moment to see how you'll really feel about it in a month. Will that sweater still be a wardrobe staple, or will it lose its charm after a few spins in the laundry? Will your kid still be obsessed with that pricey toy set, or will it end up collecting dust? And those cheap shoes, will they make it through the season intact? More often than not, you'll find you don't need it at all. But if you wait, you can allocate the money for it in next month's budget. If you're still head over heels for it, go ahead and treat yourself guilt-free. It's already factored into the plan. Otherwise, you just saved yourself from spending money you will regret. 6. Pack your lunch. Of the big 3 expenses, food is the easiest to adjust. Changing how you handle food expenses is one of the quickest wins in saving money. You probably already know, eating out adds up fast. I mean, if you're shelling out $15 for lunch 4 times a week, that's $60 every week, $240 a month. Think of what you could do with that extra cash. Maybe beef up your savings or squash some debt in no time. Take some time to plan out your meals for the week. Not only does this help you stop spending money, but it can help you eat healthier. When you pack your lunch, you call the shots on what you eat. Most of us struggle to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet, but if you pack them, you'll eat them. When you fuel your body right, you'll feel the difference. Now, we're not saying you can't ever enjoy a fancy dinner or Sunday brunch. Just dial it back a bit and make sure it's all in line with your budget and your financial goals. Chances are you've heard of all of these practical steps to saving money before. So when it comes to your financial goals, choose the ones that will make the greatest impact on your life and make the change. You can take control of your money life. Thanks so much for watching. Tell us, what's your favorite practical way of not spending money? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and if you liked the video, share it with a friend. We'll see you in the next one.